Hello, welcome to another tonalist landscape oil painting demonstration. This is your painter in residence, M. Francis McCarthy, and the painting I'm bringing you today is called Golden Day. It's a 7 by 14, and I painted this a couple days ago. But you know, I've been kind of a lazy time with this New Year's Eve and New Year's and day after New Year's, but I'm doing the video for you. Funny thing is, I thought I'd already done it. Yeah, and I would call this tonalist, and it's what I would also call a skyscape. I like to do these painting clouds. It's fun. You get so much emotional quality in the clouds, you know. And a lot of people struggle with clouds. Maybe I got a couple tips for you. Let me see if I can pull some tips out of my hat here. So I do a lot of them. Well, we're not even going to worry about gray clouds. We're not painting gray clouds. So let's say if you're painting a sunset, you know, something like that. There's the modulation rule is always in effect. Don't put don't put the same color on one side that you put on the other. Change it up a little. As you're moving through a length of cloud, modulate the color and many times the value. One thing is, you know, where these clouds taper out into what have you, they should taper out. You don't want the end of your clouds to just be this hard looking thing. If you're paying attention to the painting, you'll see a lot of times I'll come in and go over that end bit of the cloud. Maybe I'll bring in a warmer color or a lighter color, lighter value, things like that. So ABM is operative, totally operative and important for every aspect of the sky. And you're going, what's ABM? What's ABM? I'm going to write him an email. What's ABM? Now I'm going to tell you what ABM is. Always be modulating. Write it down, okay? That's what the pros do. It's what the good painters do. And you know, it doesn't matter how far along your journey you are. You could start doing it right now and you'll be better. Just don't, you know, a lot of times people think, oh, I just mix this whole pile of paint. I've got to put this everywhere. I can't waste this. Yeah, don't ever be afraid to waste paint. You'll find ways and places to use it, and if you don't, throw it away, because it's all about making the painting look great. And the painting is there, not just for today, you know, but if it's a good painting, it's there for a long time. People will care about it, treasure it. You may or may not be able to sell it right now, today, tomorrow, or even when you're alive. But if it's beautiful and you did a good job, it will find a good home, and it will be treasured. And who knows, maybe you'll have some sort of legacy. We can all dream. We can dream. That sort of thing is really out of our hands, though. What is in your hands is to always be modulating, always be making the best work that you can. Yeah, growing, etc. So, okay, look, we had some purple in this guy, and that was mixed with the old diox purple, which is, you know, a strong purple that, first of all, you've got to wake it up with some white. Even if you're not planning on doing that sort of mixture, you must put a little bit of white into it. You don't even know what it really looks like, what it's going to do. You could try just putting straight up yellow ochre into it, but it really needs to be woke up with a bit of white. So there, I was messing with the diox with, in some cases, some nice alizarin crimson, you know, and then of course the cad red. The other thing is, you don't just modulate the color in your clouds. You would also modulate the color in your sky. Now in this painting, the sky is sort of orange into white, so I chose to paint that, you know, after getting a framework of clouds in place. If it's a blue sky in my painting, especially like blue sky, gray, white clouds, that sort of thing, I usually do the blue sky first, but in this case it's all interlocking mesh. So, oh hey, here's another thing, you gotta watch out, man or woman. you got to watch out for having very similar intervals between your sky and your clouds. I'm already kind of running a bit of a risk on this painting. I'm somewhat aware of it, and you will see me taking steps. Like, see that cream area I just painted there? Very similar to the cream area above it. So a little later on in the painting, what you'll see me do is go in and squeeze that in. Okay, so pretty soon we're going to have an ad for my book coming up, and I appreciate your patience there. You know, whether you're going to buy it or not, it's all good. I don't make very much on it, but it's important to me that it gets out in the world. That's why I've made the efforts that I have to have it printed at great expense and shipped out internationally at even greater expense. Yeah, if you hear a little crunching in the background, that's Jerry chewing on a bone. Yeah. Anyway, ad for video coming up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do you want to paint tonally? Do you want to paint better? I know you do. Tired of trying to find the info that you need? There are hundreds of videos on this channel. You could watch for days and not find the info that you need. Until now. Introducing my new book, Landscape Painting the Tonalist Way. Everything that you want to know in one place. Order your copy today. Landscape Painting the Tonalist Way. Links are below the video on my website. We're doing 2, 3 a week. That's all good. It's all great. Price is going up very soon. I'm going to leave it at 55. Till what's today? Today's January 2nd. I'm raising the price by next Monday the 9th, so that's to $60, which isn't going to break the bank for anyone. You know, when I was in the business world, there was this thing called perceived value and da-da-da-da. I just think books, when they start going for more, I will say this though, it's going to be signed and numbered, so every book is being signed and numbered in the order that has been sold. So some of you have very, very valuable early editions, and either way, I appreciate the support and thanks for your patience. Yeah, so let's get back into talking about painting skies and see if I can lay some more tips on you. Yeah, so here, of course, the sky portion, we're modulating from a whitish into orange into yellow, right? And that's really most of the payoff of the painting is that orange and yellow. It's the brightest, lightest, most chromatic thing in the painting. So you want to always be having a sense with your cloudscape of where you're directing the eye. I mean, I knew that that's where we're headed, and everything is supporting that, you know, in a colorful and beautiful way. Oh, by the way, sorry that sometimes you'll see the whole video go warm or cool. That's because there's a skylight in my studio, and that's clouds. That's clouds overhead. You know, they want to get in there because they know we're talking about clouds, and I love painting clouds. People come in the studio all the time. They think, "Oh, you must love trees. Look at all the trees." I'm like, yeah, I like painting trees, but what I really love to paint is clouds, especially colorful clouds, because you can get so much emotion in there. It feels so good. You know, you can. Now this was a good idea that I had. You can see how I took that purple mass, which is very similar to all the rest, and I started working, and that's a little bit of yellow ochre in there. And yellow ochre and purple get on real well. Of course, this purple was majorly modulated with, you know, adapted and adjusted from its initial very intense chromatic state. Please don't do that. Daddy's recording a video. Somebody's banging on something. They're doing some work. Alright, we're back. There was banging, there was loud bone chewing, etc. And there's still some banging, but in my experience, usually you don't hear those sorts of things if they're in the distance, so I want to keep going. Yeah, so you got colors, right? I'm always scanning and looking for areas of commonality, places where I can change things up, but still being very respectful of what I've done before. This painting I actually probably put a little more into it than I like to. Basically just if I got in a bit of a better flow state, I think I could have done it in a little less time, and with a fewer less strokes. How about that? We'll say it like that. Yeah. All right. So we were talking about intervals, like your spaces between the clouds. You want to make sure aren't the same size as the cloud forms themselves, and definitely the cloud forms themselves. You want to watch out for what I call 1, 2, 3, which is very similar principle in that you would have three. That can happen with clouds, can happen with any shape. You might have 3 shapes in a row that are very similar in size. Even 2 in a row that are the same size aren't a great idea, but 3 in a row creates a sort of pattern, and you got to be vigilant and look for it. And you definitely want to spot it before you're hanging the painting on the gallery wall or on your next show. That's happened to me. Same thing could go, say, for the have the foliage of trees overlapping the sky. You have bunches of foliage. It can happen very easily that you would have 3 bunches of foliage that are very similar in size and shape. Yeah, so watch out for that. That's the 1, 2, 3 principle, and I brought that up on the channel. Hello, little Offie. Brought that up before on the channel, and it's a good one. That's a good tip. So the water in this, in the reference image, which you can see in the members area. I haven't promoted the members area today. Members area, you get 4K, you get no ads, and you get the painting in real time, and we will usually, or we, meaning the royal we, will share the image, the reference image, and a color mixing session of the main colors of the painting. So it's a deeper dive into what I'm doing here. But I recommend, even if you are in the members area, if you're one of the members, the 15-minute videos. They have separate tips, separate tricks. I try and be teaching as I paint, but let's face it, I'm painting. So mostly it's drop a tip here and there. Anyway, what I was going to say, if you saw the reference image, you'd see that I raised the horizon line by about a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch. My rationale was that there was plenty of sky in this painting, so we didn't need a little skinny strip of water on the bottom. For the water, I mostly just faked it. The reference image didn't have much for me there, so I had to really just kind of fake it, and it came out looking alright. It's sort of a sea kind of thing, so I don't worry about an exact replica or reflection of those hill shapes. By the way, the hill shapes are, I believe, just composited into the reference image. There may have been some small thing. If they're small in the reference image, I make them a lot bigger because of that wide angle thing. Whoever took this reference photo, whether it was me or someone else, I can't recall, but I can guarantee you I probably would have shot it with the widest angle possible on my camera lens. Okay, so you got to watch out for that. That tends to make everything real tiny, real small, and that's not good. You want things bigger. You want things more human scale. That's not really a sky tip per se, but it's a dang good tip, and I've given it out quite a bit on the channel, and of course in the members area, and the videos in the members area, you hear that kind of thing all the time, because a lot of what you hear me saying there is me talking to myself, reminding myself of stuff. Anyway, I can see we're getting close to the end of the video. First video of the new year. Thank you for joining me, and thank you for getting to the end of the video. I could ask you at the beginning to do that, but you're gonna watch the whole video if you want to, and if you're getting something, and if you did, I appreciate it. If you'd like to support me, go buy a painting. That's my favorite way to be supported, and some of you have taken me up on my kind offer. You can buy the book. That doesn't so much support me, but it gets the book out in the world, and that makes me happy, and I'm happy. How's that? Until I come back with another video for your edification and enjoyment, hopefully you're being edified and enjoying it. Please do me a favor, do me a solid. Take good care of yourself, your family, all your loved ones, and stay out of trouble.